Now, Suzi, I want to ask you, you were married in Australia.
I was.
You were. Do you mind sharing a bit about that experience?
Yeah. So my story, I guess, it was about 20 years ago when I got married. It wasn't the modern day love story in the Albanian community again. So when I met someone at 18, we had a coffee and we weren't allowed to have boyfriends. It was shameful. So if I was talking to someone, I had to get engaged and then get married. Yeah, very quickly. So I didn't have a proposal. Will you marry me? It was, now when I look back, it's kind of like a business deal. His parents came to my parents and they shook hands. So that is how I got engaged. And he wasn't even there, my fiance, on the night.
You were there?
I was there
meeting?
At my parents' house with his parents.
His parents just turned up and they were
said,
like,
congratulations, you're engaged. And I said, oh, thank you.
Well, where was he?
Home.
Why didn't he come?
Well, because apparently it's my parents need to come with my grandmother. I don't know. So this is how I got engaged. So I've been married, but I've never been proposed to.
But how did you feel sat there when they were discussing your future?
No, I was happy to get engaged because that's all I knew. It's the environment I was brought up in. So for me, it was normal. Like, oh, it's now I'm 18.
It's time to get married.
Yeah. So we didn't focus on university and having a career. It was, we raised our daughters to get married. So that was normal for me at the time.
Yeah. It didn't.
I did think it was abnormal that he wasn't there on the night. So, I got engaged and I celebrated with his parents and my parents and the grandmother.
But it's normal for him not to come, or he was just having
No,
coffee?
he just said, well, my grandmother said that I'm not meant to come. So, they just do as the elders say.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was an interesting part of my life. I was married for almost 10 years. I lived with my in-laws for half that time. And again, that's quite normal in Australia. So to get married young and live with your in-laws, starting to change a little bit now, but that was really normal for me growing up. And compared to Albania, I mean, they're starting to progress here. So it's a very old mentality.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you were married for almost 10 years. What happened at the end of that relationship?
So obviously we grew up into two different people.
You were a kid. Your brain at 18 is not developed.
I had no life experience.
Was he older?
7 years older, but also no life experience. So
I mean, I think there's 40-year-old men running around today with not much life experience.
Some people are just happy to exist, and I think he was just happy to exist, whereas I had bigger aspirations and I wanted to see the world, and I knew there was so much more to life. So this is where it's sort of, it came to a point where, well, you want to stay home and just go to work and come home and
have his dinner cooked for him and his mum taking care of him and you taking care.
Yeah. And I have this world to see. Now I'm on the other side of the world starting a business. So that was always my sort of thing. There was more for me to explore. And then it just didn't work. So eventually I built up the courage to put my hand up and say, I need to walk out of here. But that wasn't easy.
No, I was going to say, I mean, divorce is taboo in Albania today. I'm going through divorce, I know.
Yeah.
Let alone in a very traditional community that's quite sort of enclosed and is not really caught up with what else. How did that go down?
It was a shock in the community. I mean, this happened now 10 years ago, and divorces are starting to become a little bit more common now, but not so much 10 years ago. So it was like, well, what's happened? There's no reason for you to leave. Did he hit you? Did he cheat on you? Then there's no reason to leave. So I didn't really have much support, to be honest. And people just sort of didn't speak about it in front of me. It was disappointing for my family, of course. So I did feel like I let everyone down. But, I had to follow my heart.
I have a friend, she lives in the diaspora and her husband is abusive. There's a scale. Maybe he's not 10, but he's been violent before, and she went to her family and said, I want to leave. And her father said, if you leave, I'll disown you.
Yeah, I've heard this. Yeah, this is quite common.
Like, what the, like, you should be out there trying to, like, beating up her husband, not saying
it's
you're going
more
to
about the
disown her.
perception of, so you need to, look like you have a happy family, so you can't embarrass your family. So I can understand that if you leave, you will shame our family and I will disown you. So you have to play happy families. I have seen this with my own eyes.
Yeah.
Women coming home from being physically abused and their father saying you need to go back and save face.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been told, oh, get over it, or not get over it, but, oh, it will be okay. You'll fix it. He'll come back. I'm like, no, I don't want this. Like, and when I've spoken publicly about it as well, people said, but why are you sharing your, like, are you not ashamed? You should keep it to yourself. I'm like, why should I be ashamed? There's no shame in this at all. They should be ashamed, It's, but how did your ex-husband take it?
Not very well.
No.
So he couldn't see the problem. They
never do.
He just thought we had a happy life and, sitting at home was what he enjoyed doing. So it was a big shock to him and I guess an embarrassment for him. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you leave sort of quite soon after that or did you stay a bit?
No, I had to leave. I mean, it was like once it's over, then they were...
I mean, in Australia, like did you leave Australia sort of straight after?
Australia, no, gosh, no. No, because I was still finding my feet.
Of course.
Again, no life experience. So I didn't really I had the courage to leave, but I didn't have the confidence to leave Australia because I also had...
Baby steps.
Baby steps. And, but what are my parents going to say? And I can't now leave the country. My parents. So you're always thinking about what are your parents going to say? So it took quite some years until, I learned to just survive in the normal world outside of this little bubble that I've been living in. And as I got older and as I got more experience, then I was able to have the courage to, start doing what I wanted.